Hey everybody, welcome to Combat Saturday for October 24th, 2020. I'm your host, DM Gallibond. Alright, this time on Combat Saturday, we're going to talk about another little bit unusual weapon. Last week we talked about the net. Today we're going to talk about oil. And oil, as you may guess, is a weapon that is used to deal fire damage. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at where oil has come from and how it has been treated in the game since it was first introduced. Now, oil came into the game with the original D&D. Burning oil deals 1d8 damage. Now, back in the day, you could hurl it up to 50 feet, and you'd get a +1 bonus on your attacks at 10 feet, a flat attack if it was between 11 and 30 feet, and then -1 on the attack if it was 31 to 50 feet. Cost 2 gold, and it weighed 1 pound or 10 coins. Now, burning oil consists usually of cooking or lamp oil poured into a breakable container, like a bottle, a gourd, or a glass lamp, or a clay jar, which is what 5e imagines it. So it's like a clay vessel that when you throw it, it will break. With a fuse or wick attached, in combat, wielder lights the fuse or wick and throws it at its target. So basically, they're treating burning oil like a modern day Molotov cocktail, So that's kind of how they're envisioning this to work. Where people will like take gasoline and pour it into a bottle, throw in a rag, light the rag, and then throw the bottle. And when it hits and the bottle shatters and the gasoline splashes, then it all catches on fire. So if a container hits a target, it bursts, splashes target oil, and ignites the oil on target. Burning causes 1d8 points of damage each round a target is in the fire. Oil has been lit and thrown will burn for 2 rounds. Now that's interesting because that's been pretty consistent throughout the entire run of D&D. That sort of 2 round. The first round it burns, and then the second round it all burns itself out. If you're using optional weapon mastery, all characters are considered to have basic mastery level with thrown containers of burning oil. So in first edition, they actually didn't mention, or AD&D, they didn't mention burning oil in the player's handbook. It was only in the DMG where they had information on grenade-like missiles, and let's see. So the effects or the size, oil, it comes in a pint, so 16 ounces. And the effects, oil is a light. It affects an area 3 feet in diameter. If it splashes on somebody, it deals 1d3 hit points of fire damage. Now, this is very complicated. Flaming oil splashed on a creature will burn for 1 to 3 segments, causing 1 hit point of damage per segment. Okay, then damage from a direct hit is 2d6 plus 1d6 hit points. Direct hit with a flaming oil causes 2d12 hit points of damage the first round, additional 1d6 points of damage the second round, but then burns out. So there's that 2-round time limit that they talked about in first edition. In second edition, there was were two kinds of oil. There was lamp oil, which wasn't particularly useful in the way that we've been thinking about oil so far, and that was 6 copper pieces per pint and weighed 1 pound. But then there was something called Greek fire oil, which was intended to be used as a weapon. It's 10 gold pieces and weighs 2 pounds. And the Greek fire is a general name given to all highly flammable oils used in combat. It was a special combination of oil and chemicals that was sticky and difficult to extinguish. So they're looking back at historic incidences like I believe it was Archimedes, the great Greek inventor, that I think he may have been attributed to have invented the so-called Greek fire oil, and it's very much akin to the um, more modern and very controversial weapon that was used in places like Vietnam, napalm, where very sticky burning substance that was dropped often from airplanes onto uh, civilian populations and would just burn people horribly um, with with that. So um, that's kind of what they're looking at. Oils are highly flammable and a little dangerous to carry. A pint of burning oil inflicts 2d6 the first round and 1d6 second round, then burns out. Lamp oil is not particularly explosive, although it can be used to feed an existing blaze. And then there was oil really wasn't part of the Player's Handbook or DMG in either 3rd edition or 4th edition. Now, I I could swear from back in the days when I played a lot of 3rd edition D&D, I think we always kind of had oil, and maybe it was just the DM kind of gave us table rules for uh, how it would be used and how much damage it would do. But I think we always used that because everybody, it's kind of a trope. If you come up against like some undead, like zombies or skeletons or something, it's just throw oil on it and light them on fire and burn them that way. Or trolls, you always have to have something that will burn if you're going to be fighting trolls because fire will keep trolls from regenerating. So undead and trolls, you always kind of have flammable oil when you're going up against them in every edition of D&D. Okay, now in 5th edition, oil costs 1 silver piece and weighs a pound. Usually comes in a clay flask that holds a pint. You can throw it up to 20 feet, shattering on impact. It's a ranged attack. On a hit, the target is covered in oil. If it takes any fire damage before the oil dries, after 1 minute, the target takes an additional 5 damage from the burning oil. Also, pour a flask of oil on the ground to cover a 5-foot square area. If lit, the oil burns for 2 rounds and deals 5 damage to any creature that enters the area or ends its turn in the area. Creature can take this damage only once per turn. So, yeah, there's no variable damage. It's just 5 points of fire damage in 5e. All right, so kind of interesting. A little bit different about the way they've thought about it, and some of the different types of oil that they have envisioned being part of D&D over the editions. Hey, if you like everything that we're doing here on this channel, please subscribe, and thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Like the video, share the video, click on the post notification bell if you will, please. That will let you know every time we drop a new content. And down in the description, you will find all of the information on the various social media platforms where you can follow me, as well as about all of the actual play streams that I do during the week on my Twitch channel, as well as, of course, all the content that's here on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I hope that we will see you back here next week for another Combat Saturday. All right. Good night, everybody.